What are you doing, Jay?
Just thinking about my game. Oh, you can...
Adios, turd nuggets.
All right, yo, what is up? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Virtual Fortress. I am your host, Jay Reed, and I got a special guest on my show today. He's a good friend of mine. We work together. He's a handyman. He's a gamer himself. He goes by Paul Marlier.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the show, Paul. How you doing, man?
Hello, everybody out there. It's great to be here in the Virtual Fortress.
Hey.
I'm actually just really excited to be in this space. I've been following Jay Reed on Instagram for a while now. And
Cool.
I've
Appreciate
seen,
that.
Yeah. And seeing all the photos of the lair. And,
The lair.
and I'm here and I'm like, okay, so yeah, this is all the games, and it's just like you have to be here to just get the vibe. I know, I love your Instagram feed, and
Appreciate that.
yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that, brother from
But,
another mother. But,
yeah. And this is like totally my thing too. Like, all the games I loved as a kid are on the shelf. The posters are up. There's just like games everywhere. The controllers are on the door, like ready to go. Whatever game system you need.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
Yeah.
Paulie M. It's what I do.
So.
But yeah, I'm glad to have you here, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this. So
Awesome.
Let's get right into it. I'm gonna jump right into it. Fuck
Okay.
it. Yeah, I'm actually
So
interested.
we can curse.
Of course, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man. You
Okay.
can do whatever the fuck you
Okay.
want, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm interested to hear your backstory. So, you are a Pittsburgh native, if I am correct. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for all those who don't know.
That's right. Go Steelers.
I'm a Pats fan, but as I mentioned in my other episodes, I don't watch football that much. But
Okay.
But yeah, what I'm interested in is hearing what was it like growing up in Pittsburgh? What was it like the gaming world? Paul's a little older than I'd say probably like maybe 7 or 8 years older than me. That's cool. So it's like most of the games that came out that I have a love for, he was probably like, old enough to remember. No offense. But yeah, what was it like what was it the gaming world in Pittsburgh back in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, that's right. Like, so that's when for me, I grew up in the Pittsburgh area. So I grew up in what we consider Western PA. So I grew up in a small town called Ford City.
Word.
It's about 45 minutes north on the Allegheny River. Small town. It used to be a home of PPG. So there was plate glass. It was a factory town. That's where I grew up. And but I actually grew up for my first system. Did I ever tell you? I didn't tell you.
No, you know what?
So
and
if I could, I'm gonna ask. Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it
Are you
is.
gonna
I
ask
feel
me
I feel
later?
like no.
Okay.
That was actually, just go ahead.
Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
So,
what was
it was
the system?
actually Coleco.
ColecoVision.
ColecoVision
Okay.
was my first system, and my dad got it for us. And I think I must have been like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh.
And that was definitely when I fell in love with gaming.
Wow.
I still remember it. I was 3. That was 38. Not 38, but that was 35 years ago.
Wow.
I still remember playing
That's
the games. ColecoVision.
ColecoVision.
Which is not like nobody know. You ask a kid, they have no idea about
Yeah,
ColecoVision.
I barely know about ColecoVision, honestly.
So the weird thing about ColecoVision was that it had, I think actually, maybe the television was the same, where the controller had a joystick, but it was this weird sort of like mushroom. It wasn't like a it was like a flattened mushroom joystick.
Yeah, and you would hold it and
yeah, you hold it, and then underneath that was like a keypad. So you like a phone keypad.
Yes, it looked like
Right?
a coil wire. Did it have? No.
Well, it did have a coil
Right,
wire,
right.
yeah, but
I
no,
remember seeing
like,
those.
so like it had this weird dial sort of thing at the top, and then underneath it had all these keys which you could press, and each game came with like a little thing that you could slide into that keypad so that you knew what button meant what.
That's
And yeah, it's crazy. It's
Oh
crazy.
my-
It's interesting that the games like started out with like, well, like Atari just had
Right.
a joystick and one button. This thing had a joystick and like 9 buttons that could be different for whatever game you were playing.
Yeah, I've never seen. I've probably seen it up close sometime, but I do remember seeing that like back in the day. Like I remember my dad. The first system I've ever played, even before NES, it was like Atari 2600, and
Yeah.
I remember he got that. I don't know where he got it, but I just remember playing like Pong. That's it.
The 2600 is the one that everybody knows, right? That's
Right,
the one
that's
with
the first one I know.
Yeah.
Like
because
because I didn't hear about ColecoVision until like years later.
Yeah,
When I was
right,
older,
yeah,
in
yeah.
television.
Yeah.
But
Well, I didn't know what Atari was.
really?
Yeah, because I only knew ColecoVision.
Ah.
So like when
okay.
I like the people like yeah, I guess I'll come back to that story later, but
Word.
so yeah, the Coleco. Now the funny thing, so my favorite game was my favorite TV show at that time,
What was that?
which was Smurfs. So
What? No.
all right, so this game Smurfs is essentially it's just like a man. It was. Anyways, all I remember is you run, and eventually you try to save. Was there Smurfette?
Smurfette.
And
Right.
Gargamel's there, and you just basically have to. Essentially, I think it's like Bowser in the original Mario. You just kind of have to jump over him or something, or you have to jump and hit her. It's just like, and it's just a jumping level. It's really basic. And I've seen on some like top 10 lists of like the worst games, and Smurfs on there.
I was gonna say that too because I don't know, for some reason I don't really know the backstory of it. Maybe you might. Something about like E.T. being like the worst game ever for Atari, or it's like they dug it in like underground or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, can I
Go
mention
ahead.
other?
Yeah,
can
go
I mention
ahead, go
other
ahead.
YouTube channels and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Floor is yours, man.
The like one of my favorite YouTubers is the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I'm sure your audience is familiar with him. But he does these videos, and he like always jokingly stayed away from talking about the E.T. game and the history and the lore of it.
Why is that?
Just because everybody knew how bad this game was,
So
so
he
he
backlash.
wanted to be a little bit more. I don't know what you would say, but But then he ended up doing a film where his character, the Angry Video Game Nerd, goes out and tries to find the ET cartridges, and he made a film on like just on crowdsourcing the budget for it and everything. Unfortunately, I actually haven't watched the film yet. So, but I know it's good. I'm sure it's good. But they ended up finding. So this basically the story is that it was just epically so bad, but they had enough money to get so many cartridges made because of how popular E.T. was at the time. It was the biggest movie like ever, and they made all these cartridges for it, and so they invested all this money. They had all these cartridges, and the game sucked. It was the worst. And it literally, it's the game that destroyed the video game home console industry.
Damn.
And so they had all these extra cartridges, and people said that there was a lore of that they were just dumped out west in like Arizona or New Mexico or something, and they were in a hole, and that was the myth. That's
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But they found it. Somebody found that dumpster, like the dump where all these cartridges were there. They were there.
That was the story. So
Yeah,
what was it? There was nothing about like dug in the dirt, nothing like that.
They had to dig in the dirt to find.
Okay,
the
that's
they
what it
were
was.
like covered in dirt. It was like a landfill.
That's
full
where I
of-
was like, it was just a bunch of ET games.
ET games, yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah,
funny. Yo.
yeah.
That's nuts. Like,
But there was a lot. So there was a lot of bad games back then, and it's still. I mean, I have no idea how many bad games are currently being released. I know we all say like, "Oh, that's a bad game," but these were like legit like bad games, like really almost unplayable. ET's like unplayable.
Yeah, because there are bad games that are like so bad that they're actually good, or like games that are they're bad, but it's like when you were younger they were so good. So when you get older, you're like, oh, like. Why the fuck did I like this game when I was a kid? That's
what Smurfs, yeah.
That's what
Very
was
similar
Smurfs.
situation in that case. But, yeah, so Coleco, but there was another game that I really liked. My aunt got us. It was called Moonsweeper. And,
it was ColecoVision?
Yeah, it wasn't, but I think it was also released on Atari.
Reason why I think I have that in my fucking closet right now.
Really? Can you get that right now?
I can. It's all the way up there. I just.
Do you need? I would have to rant for a while, or keep talking.
You can
for a while.
keep. No, you don't have to keep. You can do whatever you want.
Whenever I get into a long story,
let me go. Let me go. Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm going to go in the closet right now.
So the game Moonsweeper, it was. It actually had like different aspects to it. You were a spaceship. And you flew across a planet, and it like the screen. The way they designed it, it actually looked like you were like flying across a planet. And you had to like pick people up, and then you had to avoid like obstacles on the planet. But they made it seem like you were a spaceship and you're flying really fast on the planet. And then as soon as you've done all the things that you needed to do on that planet, you then flew out of that planet. They showed you like flying off of it. And then you could fly to another planet and then do another mission, everything like that. But it was basically repetitive, same thing, over and over again. So I really liked it, and I was like, I still remember. So I'm telling you this from memories of 35 years ago, because I haven't played it since then. I'm only just telling you based on my memory of it. So I went and tried to find another. Place and I've given people too much. Anyways, I won't give these people.
Give
all right,
and pardon the noise in the background. I was actually digging in the closet to see. I might have it, I might not, but I do have a bunch of Atari 2600 games, if I believe.
Interesting. Solar Fox.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool to Star Fox.
Yeah, it just a friend Tyreek. Shout out to Tyreek. Came across these games. And he just gave them to me. He gave me an NES with a bunch of games, and he also gave me just a whole box of Atari 2600 games.
It actually, I think it had this like this kind of thing.
Okay.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. I got a couple Coleco actually games in here.
Anyways, I found it on Lukey Games. Lukey Games is a place you can go online and buy games. Old cartridge games, basically. You can get other stuff, but I'm going on there to get the old cartridge games, and I found it on there, but I don't have a Coleco. So, anyways, but it's actually very similar to. There's a game out now that is actually pretty much kind of the same game in like sort of notion of in the story, like you fly from one planet to the other, do some exploration on each planet, then fly to another planet.
Right.
No Man's Land. Or No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
is that it? Yeah.
No Man's Sky. Yep.
Yeah. When I saw No Man's Sky, which I'm really interested to play, but I was like, God, that's like pretty much fucking Moonsweeper, but that they're not the same at all. I'm sure not.
You did mention that to me at work, and I was like, I know, like I've seen gameplay footage of it. I've seen it at E3 when it was being released. No Man's Sky,
yeah.
Right? But I never tried it. It's like a first person type of like flight simulator space shit. I never tried it. That's actually made by Hello Games in 2016, and that's one of our topics we actually are going to talk about later on, about indie games. But what I'm interested in hearing more about you is like, were there any like, pizza places or arcades out in Pittsburgh that I haven't heard about, or like that were like close to home for you that you always went to?
Yeah.
Or any like maybe like corner stores or anything like that? Like that had any certain like famous arcade cabinets or something that you might have been like infatuated with?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of that now. I'm not sure exactly what might have been going on in Pittsburgh. But because it was so far away when I was a little kid. But in my small town, there was there was few and far between cabinets, and even pinball wasn't even like really that many places.
Oh shit!
So when I got to when we found one, it was like, wow, like, oh, finally I can play a video game.
A cabinet?
Yeah, just of anything. They're not, like.
Do you remember the first one like you actually saw?
Well, I know yes, but I can't remember the game. I'll tell you that.
Shit,
but
I might be able to help you on this one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I don't think it was probably like Galaga or something.
Galaga?
But it was in there's a place. This is a shout out to all the people in Pennsylvania. So there's a place called Sheetz.
Ooh.
SHEETZ. If you ever go, get the MTOs. I'm sure if you've been there, you've had an MTO. Maybe you had a schmuffin.
I don't know what any of those things are.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I gotta take a trip to Pittsburgh.
But so Sheetz though, if you go there now, it's actually like it's very. I don't want to say like corporate, but it's all like they have the whole thing. All the stores all planned out. Like all the visuals are the same no matter which Sheetz you go to. All that they really got it down tight. And it's actually, though, it's like a family-owned thing. And not that the Sheetz that when I grew up was the first one or anything, but it was like really like one of the first ones. And,
wow.
And so like there was like this back room that they had a cabinet in it.
Oh shit!
And so like it was like, wow, if we go up to Sheetz, it was like, can I go and like ask for quarters, to go play that game? And it seemed like, oh, we were always in a rush and I could never get it. So this was like, I was just like, I want one day to go there. And but within like, by the time I could actually do it on my own, they redid the store. And they got rid of the cabinet.
Oh shit!
But I will say this. So one of I was just thinking about this the other day. Operation Wolf. Do you remember Operation Wolf?
Yes. You know what? I just played that last month. And mind you, we got to take a trip to Fun Spot. Okay. By the way, like we mentioned before, but I did play Operation Wolf. Was that with the gun, right? You hold the gun and you shoot. Yeah,
it's not an MC. It's an Uzi. It's like
it's an Uzi. Yep, I definitely played that Operation Wolf. I have it. I have it for NES in Tupperware right behind me. But I did play it. It's
trash for NES.
It's not, it was bad.
It's bad.
It was bad. Like
it's a
quarter muncher.
It's basically bad. Yeah. Yes, and it is.
It's definitely a quarter muncher. Yes. I'm like putting more quarters. Like, how the fuck can I beat this shit?
Yeah.
And I'm like playing this game and I'm shooting and I'm like,
but it actually kicks.
It kicks. It kicks. That's why I continue.
If you play any shooting, I can't think of any shooting game that actually kicks. That's the only one that I can think of.
Terminator 2? I think that
did that one kick?
I think that kicked because I played that the same day. And I think that one kicks. But,
Terminator 2 might kick.
But
Terminator 2 does kick.
Yeah.
But that's not 2-player.
It is 2-player.
Is it 2-player?
Yeah,
okay,
Terminator.
Okay,
yeah, I was playing with one of my cousins and you hear like Arnold like screaming like excellent and stuff like that in the middle of the game. But I do remember playing Operation Wolf, and I was playing it, and I was like getting pissed off because I'm like, yo, this could potentially be a good game, but what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I'm not shooting anybody, or like it's not working. Like I remember just not being able to get to the next level, and I'm like, yo, fuck
and this
it.
is in the arcade or
in the arcade in Fun Spot, yeah.
Okay,
so I was just like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah. But I was young enough that like, I had a friend who wanted to play it all the time, so I was like, yeah, let's play it. And that's actually one of the games that stuck with me too, of arcade, in that I was like, yeah, that game was really good. And we should go out and try to. Do they have it at A4Cade?
Hell no.
Have you talked about A4K on the?
Have I talked to them about that? I told them about a couple games that I might want to put in there, but they never listen. I mean, they don't.
No. I mean, have you talked about it on the pod?
Oh, A4K? No, I haven't.
Okay.
Sorry, A4K. But anyways.
So we talking about that now?
Yeah. So like, leading into the next topic, actually, basically, A4K is a place located, I want to say, Central Square towards the MIT location. It's like right in the middle, right next to Nako Taco, if you haven't been there. And it's a 21 plus like bar / arcade. And I basically have like every game that's there, but I enjoy going there with my friends and family just to, just like nostalgia, quarter munchers and just play games. But we went there last year for Paul's birthday in March, and we just fucking went off. I remember we played Terminator Salvation, and
no. Before we got there, we did.
Did we do?
We did Turtles.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain we did Turtles.
Did we do Turtles the whole thing?
'Cause
I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain we did Turtles.
Okay,
and that's why we. Okay, so when we're saying we did Turtles, we're saying we beat the Turtles. What's the Turtles arcade game? What's that one called?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Okay,
so
I nailed it.
Right, there you go.
There you go.
So we beat that. I guess because I don't remember.
We did.
I probably must have been drunk or something.
I think you were.
But so we moved up. But I don't know. I remember this though. We moved on to Terminator Salvation. Paul's like, "Fuck, let's play this. And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." Like I've played that game hundreds of times, but it's like I never really beat it because like we just like whoever I played it with we shoot a couple and then it just ends.
Yeah.
But
wait. Before we. So the thing too with like A4K, so when we were just talking about Operation Wolf, when you're 10 years old and you're begging, your mom or your dad or whoever you're with, grandma, whatever, you're always like, can I have more quarters? And you're just going, you're like you're saying, there's just quarter munchers. It's like you never get to beat a game because you never get that much money.
Right.
Maybe you did. Maybe some of our listeners have parents that lay you, down $40 for you to go out and play.
Not mine.
And beat games, but not. I didn't have that. So, but now I do have $40 that I can lay down on beating a game. Luckily, Turtles doesn't take you $40. But you can with A4K, you buy the coins. You can go and beat games that you couldn't beat when you were 10 years old. They're there. They're at A4K. So go there and beat the games you couldn't beat when you were 10 years old. So we beat Turtles. And then the next thing is like, okay, we can go get more coins, but like, do we have enough coins to go beat that game? Because I really don't want to get halfway or like at the worst case scenario all the way to the end of a game and don't have one more quarter to beat the game. I want to make sure I have enough quarters to beat the game. And this is where, if you've been drinking, you don't know how many quarters you have, and somebody says, hey, let's go beat Terminator Salvation 2.
Yo, this guy, this dude, Paul, he goes off. And I mean goes off like, he's literally like, I thought we were part of Skynet for a second. Because like, this dude, we went and he's just like, oh, let's play this. I'm like, okay. Whatever, it's his birthday, buy him a beer or whatever. We're playing this game, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do like a couple levels, and then we're gonna quit. Me, I want to go full throttle the whole time. Like, I'm just looking at him, and he's just like, get more quarters. So he just like, or I think I ran out of coins, and like he was just like, yo, fuck it, just take mine. Take mine. Pay me back later. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So we basically just did the whole thing, finished the whole entire game, and I was like, this dude's the man. This dude's the man. I was like, yo, this dude went all out. And honestly, like, at that time, like, I didn't really, I've been there to 4K, but like, I didn't really beat any games, like, because I would go there by myself or like with family members. I would just, hang out, chill, have a drink, and just, play, just, get the nostalgia. It's not more so like, you know, if I might have these games already, it's kind of like, yo,
Yeah.
the nostalgia. I miss the nostalgia of being around arcade and being around people.
Yeah.
So like that was like a really, really fun night.
Yeah.
And Paul and I connected that night.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
for
you know,
real.
definitely.
And I so one of the thing at the end too was that he's missing telling you. I can't believe you're holding this back from your audience. Is that we had 1 quarter left, which is not enough to continue.
Shit.
And we had 1 quarter, so we had to beat the game, and we did it. We beat it. With 1 quarter left.
I don't
And it was
remember that.
so- I
don't remember that. I might have too much drink.
yeah, right.
But I do remember you sending me an Instagram message saying like,
Yeah.
you know, I said, I forgot what I said. Like, I
Yeah,
posted
yeah.
it, and then you was like hashtag 1 quarter left or some shit like
Yes.
that, and I was like, what is he
What's
talking
he
about?
talking
I was like,
Yeah, so
I was like, I know we beat the game.
Yeah, you can't tell this story because you don't remember.
But I do remember beating it. I thought we had like a shitload left.
No, we
But-
had 1 quarter left, and I actually, it was such a special moment that I actually wrote on that coin. You know,
What?
My birthday, whatever year it was, 2018.
2018. 2018 was
2018.
definitely last year.
Can you hand me another beer?
Got you. By the way,
Yeah.
the beer of the day choice. I mean, I just finished the Shock Top, but we're drinking some Natty Gasket. So, cheers to you guys. But yeah, continue this story.
So, yeah, I forget where I got. So, anyways, just so to finish off with A4Cade.
You wrote on the quarter. I mean, the
The road on the quarter, like, had my birthday, 2018. It's in my memorabilia bin. I save all my stuff.
You never told me about this.
Well, it's weird to tell somebody.
I mean, damn, that would have really connected us more in the gaming world. I didn't know. Well, now I know.
Now your whole audience.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
more connected
Okay.
we are.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So yeah.
That's
But yeah, A4K, and then another game was the Simpsons game that I always wanted to beat when I was a kid, and that's actually a legit, like, good 4-player game. Turtles is a legit good 4-player game.
Have you beat Simpsons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was about to say, scared me. We might have to do that.
That one's actually not that bad. It doesn't cost you that much to beat the Simpsons.
The funny thing about it is, like, I have the Simpsons and I have the Turtles in Time and all that, but it's like when I go to 4K, some people are like, "Oh, don't you have this at home?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but it's like being you know, drunk and being around people. Like, I enjoy playing it again and again. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward to
Okay, good.
This year. Was it this year? Yes. Yeah, this year. A couple months ago. Last month, or actually March this year.
Yeah.
I know you went to Australia for your birthday this year.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to chill and hang out there.
Yeah.
Not there, but at 4K. But we did go to Kenny's DJing thing
Yeah.
that night.
Kensworth. Check him out.
Check him out.
Saturdays at and he does.
Yep.
What does he do?
He DJs, man.
Yeah, he's a DJ, but he does a brunch. He does a Sunday brunch.
Oh, Sunday's brunch. Every month on Causeway Street. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah.
And don't forget to check out his clothing brand, Average, dope brand.
Nice.
If you haven't heard about it, now you did. So, anyways, we went to 4K for our boy Kenny was DJing.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there and
we did Carnival.
Right.
But
I was thinking about waiting in line that time, but
oh yeah.
that don't matter. That don't matter. That's a whole other
mention that,
story.
Kenny.
But yeah, I remember playing. He did it again. Paul did it again. Let's play this game. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then we just Carnival. It's kind of like House of the Dead / like circus, right? Amusement park type of game. I mean, if you're looking for something to play, I'd recommend it. But we beat that whole game that night, and then we played Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park. Oh, okay,
Actually,
3.
You have to be
Okay, so I was
accurate
like,
for the audience because
so I didn't know because I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, I remember the
Jurassic
Jurassic Park
Park 3.
when you sit inside and the
That
old one
one's
from the
cool.
90s. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's cool, but
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
never-
the shooting of the dinosaurs is cool. It's a cool game, but at one point I was like, if this is anything like the movie, it's gonna be a really bad ending.
But
And
yeah, that one was more like you sit inside of the old one from the 90s or whatever. I don't even know when this other one came out, but this one was like a pistol.
yeah,
2 pistols, and we just going off. And I remember somebody whispered in my ear, yo, I remember my brothers talking to somebody like, and they were trying to get next. I don't know if you probably didn't hear this.
Yeah,
But we were
I
going off just shooting, and then my brother's talking to, I think, Kevin, and he goes, oh, was your brother almost done or some shit like that? And my brother goes, nah, him and Paul are beating that shit. He goes, and I heard that, and I didn't look back or nothing. I was just like, yep, they're fucking beating this shit.
yeah.
So
Because I'm not gonna go. I really like at this point, unless it's a game, like unless it's a pinball game, you can't really beat pinball. I mean, but
yeah, scores, but
there's you could I'm not beating Mortal Kombat or something, but like more than likely
I did.
I need a lot of quarters to do that. Did you do it?
No, I
okay.
remember beating you that
And
night
more,
in
okay,
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat.
exactly.
Because
Well, then
I was
there you
losing
go.
everything.
That's a perfect example.
And the cool thing about Roxy's 4K is that they would at the bar they have like a big screen TV. and they have big screen TVs all around like the room basically, and they play like 80s movies or like 90s TV shows like Simpsons or whatever, and like but at the bar if you gave them your ID they would pull up like an Xbox One on this big screen and just let you play for free.
Yeah,
as long as they
really cool.
like, it's dope. But I don't know. I remember that was a fun night.
Yeah,
fun night.
Yeah, for sure.
And we definitely got to do it again.
Yeah,
and again
real.
and again.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
All right, but actually, I know we've been talking about arcade cabinets for a while, but like I got a funny story actually that I have from an arcade cabinet that I came across when I was a kid, and it was probably maybe I want to say 93, maybe 1993. And I remember my grandmother would actually, she would go to in Central Square. I don't know if you've probably seen it before. I don't even know if they're still open, but check cashed in Central Square. And this was there was a check cash in Central Square, and my grandmother would go there probably, I don't know, every other week or whatever to cash a check or send a money order to family or something like that, Western Union. And I remember this one time I went there with her, and it was funny because we walked in and she went in line, and I looked over to the right, and on the wall there was a arcade cabinet of fucking Ghosts and Goblins.
Wow.
And
Okay,
Yeah, and I've never heard of this game. And the game came out like, what, 85 or something like that? Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And like, I've never seen this game before in my life. Like, I fell in love with the game. Well, the cabinet at the time.
And this is the game where like you throw things and you build up.
Right.
Altered Beast, you kind of like start off.
Yeah, you start whatever, and then
scrawny, and then
you get your armor, and if
Yeah.
you get hit, you lose your armor. You're like in your boxers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Yeah. That's the name of the character.
That's the name of the character. Yeah, Arthur.
Okay.
And I remember seeing that game, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
And like, my grandmother gets in line, and I'm like, "Grandma, please give me a quarter,
Yeah, right.
please, please give me quarters, please." And please, I was like, I've never seen this game before, and it was like really beaten down, like really like fucked up, like the screen was kind of like faded and shit. And she gives me one quarter, and I go to the arcade machine. I remember the joystick was like in the middle, and it was like, I think there was like buttons to the left and buttons to the right. It was weird. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw that at Fun World. Like some of the games were like joystick was in dead middle.
So you could play left-handed or right-handed?
Right. I don't know if I wasn't. I'm not ambidextrous, so
yeah, right.
So like I seen a lot of games like that actually at like Ghostbusters. I seen that at Fun Spot, and it was like the joysticks in the middle, and like there's 2 buttons to the left, 2 buttons to the right, and I'm like, how the fuck do I play this shit?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, but that was weird to me. But the game was like that, and so I played the game, and that game, and mind you, if for all you out there that don't know, Ghosts and Goblins is like one of the hardest games.
Yes.
Ever. You have to complete it actually twice.
And you have to know of all these secret. Actually, I'm
right.
pretty certain Angry Video Game Nerd did
right.
an episode on how bad it is.
So you have to. You think you beat the game, you have to do it again to get the actual whatever. Like you have, I don't know. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So I've never seen this game before in my life, and I remember
you beat it with 1 quarter.
No, hell no, hell no. Hell no! I remember seeing it and it said like "Go." I never forget the arcade cabinet. It was like Ghost and Goblins, and the Ghost and Goblins was written in like tree branches.
Yeah,
because that's
it looks visually cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before. And I put my quarter in, and I must have lasted like 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and I was done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
and like I sucked basically. So, but I was still infatuated with the game. So. I'm like, Grandma, please, can I get another one? She's like, no, we're leaving, whatever. She did what she had to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm constantly at home thinking about this game. Okay. Every day, thinking about this game.
Yeah.
Never heard of this game before. Thinking about it. Asking my grandmother, like, yo, when are you gonna cash your check again? You need money? You need money?
Right,
like,
right.
I'm asking her like, hey, do you need money? And she's like, why you keep asking me? I'm like, no reason. Just asking. And I'm like, I don't even know, like 6, 7. And I'm like, making excuses to go back to Central Square for that damn game.
Yeah.
And I just keep asking her. And then finally, I say maybe almost a month later, she finally says, I'm going to go cash my check or send money or whatever. I don't remember what she was going to do. And I'm like, I remember being like, oh, I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, and this time I had like 3 or 4 quarters.
Right.
And I was excited as fuck. So we drive to Central, we park in the Central Square parking lot, across the street, and we walk into the check cash place, and just like your story in Sheets,
yeah,
my fucking heart dropped. Cause she gets in line and the fucking arcade cabinet was gone.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. And like for like so many, I mean, it's a popular game. Everyone knows it. But like at the time, I didn't know anything like that. Like my brother and I, we came across games like very late. So like if it was like, I don't know, whatever game, like we always came across it like maybe a couple years later. Like we got like Super Nintendo like in the late 90s, like 94 or whatever.
Yeah,
not
92 is 91.
91, right? Or 90 in Japan, but like we always got things late. So like I just remember being like so hurt and like upset, like holy fuck, what the fuck was that game, yo? But I've never seen at the time like I'd never seen that game again until I got older, like maybe a teenager. And then
have you tried to beat it?
Yeah, I suck.
Have you beat it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It's hard. It's fucking hard. I tried Super Ghosts and Goblins. Still hard.
Yeah.
Hard, and then like the map change. It goes upside down, and it's just hard. Like,
I think that's one of those games where like the premise, the visuals, everything is on point. There it is.
Right.
Everything is. So for the audience who can't see this, he's just pulled this off the shelf.
Yeah,
the game off the shelf.
That was that sound that dropped it down.
Yeah,
but
and that's for the NES. And actually, it's kind of weird. The character on, if you ever get a chance, look it up. Ghosts and Goblins. It's underneath it. Yeah, you just have to see the visual of the cartridge, not the cartridge, the case the cartridge came in.
It's actually
is weird. Wait,
it's a custom case actually because
so
when I started collecting again, I was like, oh, I see like YouTube videos of people doing custom cases, and I'm like, oh, I can do that. All you gotta do is print it out on a printer and like do this stuff, and like get a Sega Genesis cartridge, and it's really bad. It's in there, but
okay.
It's in there, but I just like just trying to be trying to be creative. Trying to be creative.
It's the same artwork of the cartridge. Okay.
Right. It's just creative. It's like this bad. It's not even like the glossy paper. It's just like this fucking just random printer paper, and it's printed in color. But
it looks good. I thought it never occurred to me. I was like, no, NES games did not get sold like this. They got sold in boxes,
and that's why I kept it, because like when I started collecting it, I'm like, okay, this is like the grind. So I'm like, fuck it, I just leave it. I got maybe like 5-6 games that are custom. But,
did you ever think of like that? Just in your story, it made me think of like, well, how did our parents or grandparents in this case, like, how did they figure out how much coins to give us? Because like they didn't grow up with video games. They had no idea. Like we were like the first generation that was like growing up with video games.
Right.
So when it was like, hey, mom, dad, grandma, like, can I get some quarters to go play this game? And like your grandma's like 1 quarter, which like if your kid came up to you, you don't have a kid, right?
No way.
But
no.
Right. So if your kid came up to us, at least you'd have a context of like, okay, I shouldn't give them just him or her. I shouldn't give them, $1. Probably $2 would be more like, they could get further in the game. But like if you give them, like if you're uneducated in like how much it takes, they don't they have no idea.
They don't care how long it takes to beat a game. They're just like, here, take whatever, shut you the fuck up.
Yeah, but if you want them to shut the fuck up for like 30 minutes, give them $10 or something. If you want them to shut the fuck up for like 10 seconds and they're coming right back to ask you for more quarters, give them 1 quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
But at this particular moment, it was like a quick thing. I'm in line, here, shut up, take the quarter, whatever. But like, cash my check or whatever, I'm out. But like when we went to like arcades, like good times. Nah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm now thinking like kids these days, like I guess Fun Spot's still there, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I guess Dave and Buster's too is still there, so kids do actually get to play arcade games, but most kids are like familiar with consoles.
Right.
They don't. Like, an arcade is just probably a waste of it. Mostly for them is a waste of their time because they have a console.
True.
But
it's not for me, which is weird.
Yeah.
But
But it was different. Like, we were on the tail end, too, of, like, and maybe probably more so for me, but it probably is the same for you, is that, like, there was a lot more, like, arcades and places where you could go play video games.
Yeah.
Even, like, in Sheets or whatever it was. Like, the pizza place or whatever had actual cabinets. Now, pizza places don't have cabinets. Bars don't have cabinets. Like, it's gone.
And not even just bars. Bars do have cabinets, but it's like, which bars that do have cabinets, it's the theme of the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Roxy's, like that's their theme, so it's like it's gonna draw people, but it's not like you're not gonna see a cabinet at 7-Eleven now or nothing like that. No. Hell no.
No.
But
you know what was interesting? This is totally off topic. Actually, I guess it's totally off topic. But it's touch. Do you remember touch screens in bars? You still see them. They're still there. But nobody ever puts quarters in those. But there was a time that people actually played the touchscreen in bars. I remember when I turned like 21, that was a thing you did because that was before smartphones were like everybody had one. It was actually before iPhones. So you actually you're too young to remember that, but there was a time where all of a sudden you know what I'm talking about, right? The touchscreens, like you do photo hunt, you can play different games. There's like one TV at the end of the bar that there's somebody sitting there playing a game. You probably don't even know it because they've gotten rid of them.
Really? That long?
Yeah, but
I feel like I do. Like I've seen them before, but like the touch screens, like what type of games would they have?
Like photo hunt.
Photo hunt.
So that's what we played a lot of. Was with photo hunts, like there's can't believe I'm telling you about Photo Hunt. Yeah. Okay. Of all the bad games to talk about, Photo Hunt. Here we go. So on the left side is let's say the quote unquote regular normal photograph, and on the right side there's something wrong with it. They've digitally edited the image to make something different about it. So you have to find all the things wrong on the right side that don't match up with the left side. Okay.
That was a quarter muncher for you?
Yes. Yes.
Jeez.
Yes, it was.
Dude,
It's so bizarre. It
that's-
was. And it came and went. Because as soon as you had... So you could play... Right now, I'm sure you can download a Photo Hunt app on your phone. So you wouldn't... There was no... But we didn't have... Think about that. We didn't have, like Photo Hunt was actually... And I don't want to get in... we'll talk about this later. I know... I'm going to bring this up later.
Yay.
But, anyways, long story short is that you basically have to use the touchscreen to play Photo Hunt. You couldn't do it in any other way. So it was like a perfect thing for this box, that's not really an arcade. It was this, what did I call it before? It was a touchscreen.
Touchscreen? Wow.
And it was here and gone. It's gone. But that was an interesting sort of arcade thing. It came out and then went away.
I must have missed that because
you did. Yeah,
I definitely must have missed that because I was probably
When did you? How old were you when you got your first smartphone?
I don't even know, honestly. I mean, I turned 21 in 2008, so
the iPhone was already out by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I had an iPhone. I probably still had honestly like a Razor.
The iPhone was like the first touchscreen phone.
Right. So I might have seen it in
when the Razor
passing.
came out was probably, I don't even know, probably 2006 as well, but 2007. So.
Right. Yeah. So I probably definitely would have missed it, and it pisses me. It upsets me that I missed this touchscreen thing because
yeah, you totally missed it. It was the best.
Yeah.
But what was? So do you play? I'm sorry if I, take away from you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, man. You got questions for me?
Do you play games on your phone?
No. Honestly, I don't. I prefer like arcade games and stuff like that. No, not really.
Any games though? Do you play?
Like apps, like Jeopardy and shit like that. Yeah, like Heads Up, stuff like that. But nothing like. I remember I downloaded Metal Slug, and it wasn't the same. I just couldn't do it. Like I'd rather this controller or arcade joystick. I just can't do it. Like it's not the same. And it's like the pad is like on the screen, and it's like it's just fucking interfering with the. It just fucks me up. I just can't do it.
But that's what people like. So there's the NES emulator. I saw that was. I saw some of the.
I did download that.
Okay.
A while ago, it was a SNES emulator. It was probably a couple years ago, but like
on your phone. But that sucks. That sucks to play the controller on your phone.
Right, because I'm like moving. I just can't do it. I was like, I downloaded Mega Man X. I never forget, and we were on a field trip somewhere, at our job, and I was just like, this sucks. Like, I don't even want to play it here. Like I'm bored as fuck, but I can't even play it now. It's like whatever, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
It's really not the same.
I got into somebody asked me about the Kinect. This was back years ago, and they were like, "Oh, that's the future of gaming," or whatever it was. It was like the Kinect. We were talking about the Kinect, and it doesn't matter even actually what the question was, but somebody was like, "Yeah, isn't the Kinect going to be like the future of gaming?" And I'm like, "No." Like same thing with like virtual reality. I'm like, maybe virtual reality. Or at least like Oculus and whatnot. But I'm like maybe, but like gamers need a controller. They need a handheld controller. A phone is not the same thing. It's a joystick, or it's essentially a D-pad, whatever joystick controller, and that's what pushes the industry. There's no way you could like you'll get fads and stuff, but there's no consistent buyer like the person who needs that controller.
Right. Like, I'm a controller guy for life.
And that's the way it will be. There's just no way gaming would change to all of a sudden like people say, no, I don't want a controller anymore.
Right. Like
I couldn't believe that would just it just is as time has shown that is actually the case.
It's just like I'm infatuated with. I'm just I don't know. Just holding a controller and just connecting with the game at that moment. It's just like it. I don't know. I'm like speechless about it because it's like I don't know. People can say the Wii can be fun, but like I'd rather turn the Wii upside down and just
play it.
Right. That's just how I grew up and how we grew up. And, and it's just
which it was weird because like when the Wii, with the Wii, like all of a sudden the first time my introduction to the Wii. Which was funny because it's like everybody had the same thing. They go, well, we're gonna play some bowling. Just expect the next day get a little like tightness in your arm. Which I'm like, what are you talking about? And we did bowling, and you have to like, move your arm, to with the controller. And sure enough, the next day I was like feeling like tired in my arm, And, but I'm like, and I thought about it in retrospect. I was like, you know what? I'd rather just be bowling. Why the fuck am I playing a virtual bowling? I'll just go bowling.
That's what I was going to say. People can say, like, oh, yeah, it saves money. You don't have to go bowl. But it's like, no, like, just like I said before, I'm like, I have these games at home, but it's like the interaction with other people is more important and nostalgic to me that I have to do it. Like, oh, you have this game at home, Jay. My brother always says it to me. Oh, don't you have? Every time we go to Roxy's, he's always like, "You have all these?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, but I'd rather play with you. Yeah, I'd rather play with you again right now, right here. Yeah, we can play it at home, and it's cool. Like we do play, like fuck with the joystick here. Mm-hmm. It's like I'd rather, I don't know. It's just like being around. Like I feel back. I'm back in the '90s again. Yeah. So that's
and Kensworth playing
playing that.
He was good like it was awesome though too because like when he was playing. He was doing his thing, and the music's coming through and like, there was women singing along to the stuff that he was playing. Like, right. And I was just like awesome. So, it's just a totally different vibe. It is a great vibe. Yeah, everybody. If you get the Cambridge, check it out. A4K. Just don't be in line when I'm ready to go.
But I have one more thing to talk about with you before we get into the next topic. Mm-hmm. The topic that we're gonna get is do you have a funny, like. Just like my Ghosts and Goblins fucking story. Like, do you have a funny story like that about a specific game?
Oh my god, yeah. From
either back in the day or recent or whatever.
I hope I can tell it funny, but it's just something I remember. Probably. I guess I don't even know if it's funny, but I'll just tell it. So, one of the best games ever is actually Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I'm just throwing it down a little bit right now. You know, it's like one of the best games ever is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Man. Do you agree or you?
No, you just made me happy. Like
okay, you're crying.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I mentioned it in another episode, but really? I didn't get into details. I just talked about like how. That was one of the games that came with a package at a flea market or something. But I never got into the game or any stories. So please continue, Paul.
Yeah, so I don't even know how to really even set that game up, but as a story, really. But I think I'm pretty certain your audience would be familiar with Mike Tyson. But like Nintendo, at one point. They made a deal with Mike Tyson to make this game, and they made they already had a cabinet for Punch-Out, but they were for the console for the NES. they got the license of Mike Tyson. They added him in the game. So and it was a different
right, because I always see that it's Mike Tyson Punch Out and it's just Punch Out, right?
Yeah, it's Punch
Out.
It's Punch
and it's like
Out.
Mike Tyson's on the cover of that.
For the cabinet, it was played differently.
I've never seen the cabinet.
Really? Okay.
Never seen it ever.
There was I'll save that story for another time, but there is a cabinet version of Punch Out that came out before the console version. So the console was after Punch Out. So they redesigned it to function as a console game. So it wasn't like there's other games that were sort of like were successful as a cabinet, and then they brought it into the NES world or console, and it just didn't work, like Operation Wolf. It just doesn't really work. So, but like this one, they were like, okay, we got a cabinet that really works. Let's design this. Let's take the same premise, and we're gonna bring it to the console. And they actually designed it for the console. So it was actually, they did it right. They really did it right. And they added Mike Tyson. Now, the whole, I don't need to talk about Mike Tyson right here, but the one thing it did was it gave it like what I guess you'd say like gravitas.
Okay.
Like you could beat Mike Tyson.
It gave you hope.
It gave you hope, and like it's just like the epic boss. Like there's, like any boss that they create in any video game. I guess in some sense can't compare to Mike Tyson, but it's like, maybe that's where I'm leading to. But I guess that's really true, because like any boss, it's like a fantastical character you've never heard of that isn't grounded. Mike Tyson was like knocking people the fuck out in like 30 seconds,
right? For just looking at him,
yeah,
right.
So you have this epic boss. And the gameplay is perfect. It's on point. It's just like everything that they did was just right. Don't play the second one. Everything they did was wrong. There's actually a second one, but
there was.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there's a second one, but we won't get into that. But so you have all these, and one of the acts. So I guess I have to explain Punch Out a little bit. Is that there's all these different levels that you have to fight up through, and you eventually like get a first belt after winning like 3 rounds, then you get to a second belt or something, and finally eventually once you become the world champion, then, or maybe not the world champion, you become like the intercontinental Macho Man Randy Savage champion or something, and then you get to fight Mike Tyson.
And if you can't beat Glass Joe at the beginning, you need to reevaluate your skills of that game, because he's probably the easiest guy.
Yeah. Well, when I first started playing, I was only like 7 years old. Okay. So Glass Joe was hard. So cut me a break. I was coming from Smurfs to Glass Joe, Jesus. So anyway, so Jordan just mentioned, Jay Reed just mentioned Glass Joe. He's the first character. So yeah, you go play, you're gonna beat Glass Joe. The second character, I can't remember, but maybe it's Von Kaiser.
He had the mustache like you.
Yep, yeah. And for those in the audience who don't know,
he has a mustache.
I have a mustache.
Yes.
Von Kaiser. Then I think it was Piston Honda. Then you went to.
Wait, it was a turban. To go to the turban, remember?
Yeah. Then it goes to him, which is
what the hell was his name? Damn.
Tiger something.
Tiger Bengal?
Bengal Tiger.
Bengal Tiger. Damn.
No, that's not it.
I do remember.
But then there's like Don Flamenco, King Hippo, and then
somebody before that, and then Mike Tyson, right?
No, there's a few other. Do you remember the
guy that the big he spits when you hit him? Like spit comes out of his mouth.
Oh yeah. Bald Bull.
Bald Bull, yeah, that guy.
Do you remember the Russian?
I don't even think I got that far.
Okay.
I'm so sad to say, like, I'm pathetic, but
you might not have got that far.
I've never beat Mike Tyson, honestly. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But I do remember. I think would his pants? No, his pants would have fallen down.
That was King Hippo.
Okay, King Hit Ball, I beat that, and you have to punch him like in the stomach.
In the stomach, yeah. You have to hit him in the mouth, then hit him in the stomach.
Right,
yeah.
And then after
Spoiler alert.
that guy... How many years has been
yeah,
spoiling
right.
us for like
20 years.
20, yeah, over 20
years
years,
later,
like
if you
20,
haven't
30
played it.
years, just
Hit him in
about.
the mouth, then hit him in the stomach.
But then after that, there was the bald guy. Would you say Bull? What was the name?
Bald Bull.
Bald Bull. Like,
yeah.
I remember I couldn't get by him. I don't remember.
So there was Soda Pop Pazinski was the Russian. And I guess apparently in the other version, like in the cabinet version, it wasn't Soda Pop. It was like vodka Pazinski or something like that. Like he was drinking. But in the console, he does like drink. Like he's like drinking, in the fight. Anyway, so
jeez.
So anyways, you fight these guys and you get up into the levels and you get better at playing because there were cheat codes, there's passcodes. You could get further, but if you don't know what you're doing, you get a passcode with Mike Tyson. And if you don't know, if you never played the game, the first minute and like 37 seconds of the first round with Mike Tyson, every single punch that he throws, if it hits you, it makes contact, will knock you out. And if you get knocked out 3 times, it's a TKO. So like you could put in the passcode, but if you don't have any skills, you're gonna lose like that, and then it makes no sense. And it's fun. Like I'm a person, I like storylines. So anyways, I'm fighting off these guys, and finally get to Soda Pop Pazinski. And Soda Pop Pazinski was like my, like kryptonite or like my water. Something was like the thing that like I could not beat, And I feel like everybody around me could beat it. Could beat Soda Pop Pazinski, And I just needed to beat him. And maybe because it was the 80s and he was a Russian. I have no idea. And maybe that's more relevant now than whatever. But I remember one day I beat Soda Pop Pazinski, and I was the only one in my house.
I was gonna say there's nobody around, huh?
No one around, right?
Shit.
But I was like, I'm gonna let everybody know. So I just like take out of the house. Everybody's outside, and I just run around. I'm like, I beat Soda Pop Pazinski. I beat Soda Pop Pazinski. I beat Soda Pop Pazinski, and they're all just like, what?
But
who cares?
no proof.
No proof.
Gee, did you ever beat Mike Tyson? No.
I'm wondering on that. I feel like since I've got the emulator now that I did. But I don't know. But I have gotten that I can dodge all those initial punches, and I'm not sure. But I'll let you know next time we talk. If I have, I'll go to try to do it. I am interested.
That's funny that you mentioned that. It's like a lot of games that I play, or growing up with, the greatest games that I've ever played mostly were games that I've never beaten.
Yeah.
And that's such a weird concept because it's like growing up, I'm kind of like my brother plays this game that we talked about in a couple episodes. It's called Musha, and it's a shoot 'em up, and he's never beaten the game. It came out in 1990. He's never beaten the game, but he doesn't want to beat the game.
Yeah.
And I have the game, but he's like, no, I don't want to beat it.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat it because it's like what he remembers back in the day is like not beating it.
Yeah.
It's his favorite Sega Genesis game. He's never beaten it, but he doesn't want to beat it because it's so, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's like,
man. I don't think that's.
I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think. I think that's one of the interesting things of like playing like the Simpsons games or like played in the Turtles game to make sure you beat it. Those games that you couldn't beat when you were a kid.
Right, because you didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And it's like,
because you are destroying somewhat of your childhood, I guess. I don't know though. I don't know.
Right. That's
I don't know how much older I am. I don't know if I'm not necessarily still a child, but
we all are a child at heart.
Right.
But
I think that definitely though, if I played on the emulator, like I would want to do it legit. Like I wouldn't want it to be. The passcode would be fine, but I don't want to like have it turbo or something. I don't want to fuck with the button.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mean to shut this down right
Yeah.
now. No, I mean,
No, but this is why I came, right?
no, this is why you came. But if you would like, right now, we are gonna get into the last topic of the segment right now, and we're gonna get into Paul's top five games that he would like to see being made.
That's right. So
And
Here
take
I
the
go.
floor, boy.
Okay. So this is a list of games that, to the best of my knowledge, which is limited, have never been made. Okay. But I want someone to make someday. And for the record, you can go out and you can do it. You can make this game. You don't have to give me any money.
Hey, listen up, Microsoft, Steam,
exactly.
Sony, all that.
The AAAs.
All the
Yeah. Go ahead. You can take this. Actually, I don't want you guys to take this, but please, if all the listeners out here at Virtual Fortress take these ideas and run with it. And these are games that I don't, have the knowledge, the time, or most importantly, the money to follow through with any of these ideas. And when I say that, basically, I'm skillless, I'm highly distracted, and because of this, it's kind of redundant. I'm poor. So, anyways, here's
He's
my
got
list.
some skill, though. Go right ahead.
So number 5, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I want a driving game based on self-driving cars.
Oh,
And so I don't know where
damn! Shit! You actually, I think I just sobered up a little bit.
You're like, well, let me think about this for a second.
Driving car simulator that the car drives. Damn!
Yeah. So what do you do in that situation? Like,
You're the car. I guess
you're the driver. You're the car.
You're not the driver. You're the car.
Do you have? So I started thinking about this. I was like, so like, am I a pedestrian trying to dodge cars that are self-driving, or am I like, do I have to like program a car to like miss dogs that come out in front of it? I have no idea. But I'm just kind of curious right now about self-driving cars. And
Yeah, I have like the biggest fucking smile right now because like I'm picturing it in the arcade, like just being a dog trying to just jump out of the way of Paul's car and shit like that. Jeez, like I didn't think of that. That's very creative. That's very creative.
My number 4, and this is somewhat of a reoccurring theme with me. Because this is gonna totally get us off another tangent, but I would like to see a Pokemon Go game that doesn't suck your data or your battery. And I should say that
What?
What? I don't know anything about Pokemon at all.
Okay.
I was just that's not my whatever, not the generation, whatever. It's just like I never got into Pokemon.
Okay.
I tried for the 64. One time I rented Pokemon
Snap? Oh, I thought you were going to say Pokemon Snap.
No, like I didn't even know what you got. I didn't even know what the right one to get. So I got Stadium. Was my introduction to Pokemon.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, not for me, because I was like, why can't these characters, like, why do they not just fight each other?
Yeah, it was like more like an RPG.
Like I came
RPG.
from like SNES,
Right, just-
and I'm like, Street Fighter.
Got you.
2. Like,
Got you.
what are they doing? Why are they waiting to fight each other? And I'm like, what do I have to do here? This is dumb. Like, let's get to the action. Like it didn't seem like action to me. And then certainly I had no idea why they're in a stadium. so
Why
like,
people pay money to see a Pokemon fight.
Yeah, whatever. Like you're like, yeah, that was a good game. I'm like, man, I can't believe I wasted my money to rent this game. So
Jeez.
I don't know anything about Pokemon, and even like when I'm like, so I bought I bought a Game Boy for $20 at the MIT flea market, and I asked people, what game should I get for the Game Boy, the original Game Boy now.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, then people are like, oh, get Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Gold, or like Pokemon Yellow,
Pokemon
or Blue, or Purple.
You gotta go red.
And I'm like,
what the fuck is
what
going
the
on?
fuck are you talking about? I've never heard of any of those. And no, I played Pokemon Stadium. I know they're all bad. But for all the Pokemon players, I get it. Like, I get that you guys love it. It's just sort of like one of those things where it's like, I've never seen that movie. I've never seen that series of television show. Like, Pokemon is just something that never came through me. You know what I mean? But I love the notion of Pokemon Go. And I was like, I'll get into it. I'll get into Pokemon Go. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, so I have to pay for my dad. Like, my dad is always going to be, like, navigating and trying to, like, do my shit. You know, find the Pokemon. And then, like, my battery's going to get drained on my phone because I'm, like, looking for Pokemon. Like, fuck that. What? No.
So how's that tie? How does that game tie into, like, what are you looking for? Like,
I want something that, like, I guess that's a really good question. I want something that you can, like, like, it can be an ongoing game that you sort of have rolling on your phone that you can sort of engage in that doesn't drain your battery or...
But do you think the game has anything to do with draining your battery? I don't think so.
Doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but... Well, yes and no. Yeah, damn, you fucking stumped me. Yeah, well, yeah. I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, like...
I mean, if I was... So, for the only person I know uses it, they use it in their car. And when they come to a stop sign or something, they can, like... Or whatever, like, they park, they can, like, look for Pokemon. But their phone's always, you know, charging in the car. Because, like, I wouldn't be, like... Just like walking down the street trying to find Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. Honestly, like Pokemon Go, that's a great concept of a game.
Yeah.
I know it was a hot commodity. I understand that, but like, for me, I was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? People just like running across the street to just fucking catch Pokemon, or like driving and just running over people just to catch a fucking Pokemon. That's nuts. But what do you got next on your list, bro?
So the next one is for number 3. Build your own level in Angry Birds.
That's not a thing. Why do I feel like that's a thing?
See, these are things that I'm not sure if they're real.
I'm not saying I played like, Angry Birds, but like
that's something I would like, because I'm a person I like to build things. I like to make things, you know. So you know, and I do, you know, it's cool. Like I like Angry Birds. And I've even played I played the Angry Birds Star Wars, and it's a great game to like mindlessly play when you have to kill some time. It's just that it'd be nice if I could like be on the other end of it. Let me build a fortress that you have to send. Like I'll be the pigs.
That's a secret word, fortress. Sorry, but went Pee-wee's Playhouse on you, but
yeah. So I would be on the other side of it. Does your audience know who Pee-wee's Playhouse is?
Nope. They don't. They don't know, but
they do. I'm assuming they do. Okay.
I don't know, but like I haven't mentioned Pee-wee's Playhouse. But if you want to, you got that one.
Yeah, search up Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, just search them up.
You'll understand me a lot more if you search that up.
Right.
But so I like the notion of like building the structure and them knocking it down, even if you had limited ways to do that. You know, so there are like fortress defense games, but that's kind of different. It's like, where do you put your turrets? It's not like building a structure that somebody's going to launch it.
That's an interesting thing, but it's like, what does the builder, you know, get out of that?
Well, it would be like, so like just on the other aspect of you launch your birds.
It's like if I'm building something and somebody fucking finds a way to tear it down, I'm gonna be kind of upset. You know, it's like.
But that's why you gotta get good at the game. You know,
that's okay.
Well, yeah, I get upset when I suck at games too. I'm
like, do I get something out of like I'm building something?
You move on to the next level if like your shit stands up, man.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah. What we got? What's the next one? What's the next one?
Number 4. I'm sorry, number 2. I'm at number 2. So again, another Pokemon type game. I really want to engage in these games.
We got
there's not one. But anyway, so So this is I want it to be a citywide sort of like scavenger hunt, but like involving some sort of like story. So there's like the Boston, I guess in a sense like Pokemon Go Boston, but it wouldn't be Pokemon Go.
For your own city? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like each city, like each, you could even break it down to each neighborhood, that there's like things, and it could be the story.
That is fucking cool as fuck.
Don't you like that?
Turn on the location or some shit like that.
It could be real or fantasy. So
but it's like it's specifically for your Boston or California or whatever.
Wherever.
That's dope.
And you were so every time you go, so sometimes you travel and you're like, let me go and like search up on the websites. I don't want to name them because some of them suck. But like you go to them and you're like, well, what do I do in this town? What do I do in this city? It's not a huge city. It's not easy. You're like, well, what is here? You don't really know anything about it. What if there was a game, like a Pokemon Go game that you could like go through the city and play a game and actually go to places that are meaningful for the city? Or it could just be like there's a story that's being told while you move about the city and you just see the city just by going through the story.
Are you saying, and I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but are you saying like you have certain things in your specific, whether you live in Cambridge or, I don't know, Seattle or California, you can only get that Pokemon at that place.
Yeah.
Right? So you're saying like people would, if you're addicted enough, people would have to travel to get a certain Pokemon. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's like, it's a Pokemon world, but in the actual world. Right.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, you got this Pokemon. Oh, where'd you get that? Oh, well, I'm in Boston, so I got this here. Oh, shit. So people like have to travel to Boston like, yo, I gotta get that Pokemon. If they're obsessed enough.
Yeah, but it's not Pokemon, cool. It was something else.
Or, whatever.
But it could be, I'm with you. Yeah. I don't know. I'm always like, let's do it.
No, I was like, let's do it. I was like,
again, I don't have the time nor the resources.
And I don't work for Nintendo
distracted.
But no, that's a dope concept. I never thought of that. Like, like traveling to different cities to cities or whatever. Like, it could be in the same state, but it's like, oh, if you're, I don't even know if that's a good thing. Like, are you making people more obsessed? Like, hey, you're looking for this certain Pokemon, you gotta go to,
I guess when the first
New York or whatever.
Yeah, when Pokemon Go came out, it was like really popular. Like people were showing up at places where they couldn't handle that amount of people.
Right.
And then they had to like redesign or whatever. But I'm like, fuck it, let's go with it.
Yeah,
figure it out.
That
too many people.
That's that's a dope concept. We need to come up with a name for that too.
Yeah.
So what number are you at right now?
This is it. Last one.
Last one?
Oh, this is a good one to go out on. Oh, this is a good one to go out on. Okay. So I want a good fireman game. so if you Jordan's or Jay Reed's just face palmed.
I'm crying right now.
Oh, but he's ready to cry. Okay, he's tearing up.
I'm not gonna say I disagree with you.
No,
I don't disagree.
Okay, go ahead.
But I've played a couple of fireman games like in my time that were really good.
Yeah.
And but I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what you're looking for. It could be, but I remember playing a game at Good Time Billiards, local arcade back in the 90s, and it was called. I don't know if you remember. We went to where did we go? A couple like last month. We went to Fun World.
Fun World, yeah.
And there was a game called Police 911.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And it was basically like you're a cop and you grab the pistol and it was like, help me, and you're like, you have to save them. But there was
save them by shooting them. Which
is crazy. But there was a game called, I forgot what it's called. It's called like Firehouse something. Fire Height.
I think that's it. Yeah.
And there's a hose.
Yes.
You grab the hose.
Yes.
And it's like, it's a screen.
Yes.
And you grab a hose and you just fucking just spray fires around the city, and they go like, okay, wait, enter, go, and then it's like you're in a house, a burning building, and it's like people running out, and you're just like spraying like curtains and shit like that.
Yes. What's that game called?
I really don't know. Fahrenheit something. I don't know. I think, but it was definitely good.
So that's what made me put this on the list.
You never heard of that?
No, I played that game.
Oh, okay.
Dave
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I played that game at Dave & Buster's.
Okay,
I was like, this is like the best game ever.
Sure,
Because it was like no one's like, you're not shooting any human being. You're not a cop arriving on the scene to blast your way out or like blast people. You're living out every kid's fantasy. You're a firefighter. Now, maybe not every kid, but for the most part, a lot of kids, that's their fantasy, to be a firefighter. I even heard of a story of a kid, my wife, one of her friends growing up actually wanted to be a fire truck when he grew up, which is actually not physically possible.
I was going to say, how's that? Is that a...
You cannot grow up to be a fire truck. But he wanted to be a fire truck when he grew up. So it's something, it hits on that thing of a young kid, and it's like you can live that out as even like now. I want somebody to make this game for me to play. And we played it in the arcade, but I'm like, I want the console version. Like, I want to run. So I want.
But
do you
think the console version would be better? Like, come on. Like,
probably not. Probably
holes,
not.
like,
yeah. This was where maybe you might want a Wii controller, but. You
can't have a Wii controller fucking fire holes.
You could do it. You could do it with like the Switch. I think you could do it with the Switch. I think you can do the Switch.
But it was actual fire holes.
Yes, it was an actual fire. For the people out there in the audience, go out and try to play this game because it was an actual. You got to actually do.
We can't even think of the name. I remember
know.
Playing it.
That's probably why it's on my list. Is because if I could remember this game, I would go out and play it.
I want to say maybe Fahrenheit. I don't even know if that's a.
That sounds right though.
Is that a firefighter word? Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. That's temperature. That's temperature.
Yeah, it's probably like Fahrenheit. I think it might be Fahrenheit. I'm going to look it up after this episode's done, but I'm looking it up. It's definitely Fahrenheit something. But that game was like, I felt powerful. I felt like, I'm saving lives.
I'm saving
fucking lives. And I'm saving families.
Yeah, we're saving lives, bro. I want that game to be made. And I want that to be made. And for multiple reasons. Mostly because... it's really awesome, and you get to relive your childhood, and but also too, like, to just have a good game that doesn't involve you pulling out a gun and shooting somebody.
Right.
You know, like something where you pull out a fire. It's so stupid, but like in a sense, but it's not. You pull out a fire hose and you save somebody instead of pulling out a gun and shooting somebody. So,
you know what?
Yeah.
You're a smart guy.
Thank you.
And I honestly mean that. You're a smart guy, and like you always come up with some dope ideas. That Pokemon one, like, I'll talk about that another time. Maybe private, but like that Pokemon one, that's dope. But, you know what? Fuck it. We're at an hour and 22 minutes. No, we're at an hour and 22 minutes, and fuck it. I think I might have an actual, honorable mention maybe about. Might want to add on to your honorable mentions of top 5 games that should be made.
Oh yeah.
This is Jay Reed's version.
Okay.
I don't know if this has been made, but I just thought of it right now. Honestly, this might be a corny game, but who knows? It might work. I think they should make a game, and I don't even know if they made it, but a game that you are a surgeon.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You with me?
Yeah.
You with me?
Okay, go ahead. Now. Yeah, keep going.
Did I fuck you up?
No.
Was that your idea? Was your idea?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just thought it's right, really, like right now. Like I was just gonna fucking.
Good.
But I thought of like you're a surgeon and it's like a first person view.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mirror's Edge. You ever heard of Mirror's Edge?
Yeah, that's the girl.
Girl running,
the
I've
never actually played that, but I always wanted.
Good game.
Yeah,
you have to play that.
Yeah.
But it's like that, and you're just performing surgery. I don't know the logistics or I don't know any details. I just thought of it right now. Like you're performing surgery, you gotta do this, you gotta cut this, you gotta cut the artery. Don't touch the artery. It's kind of like operation. Like our operation, but like now, and like the graphics are fucking nuts, and it's just like you see everything, but it's like you need that like warning, like seizures or whatever. But you definitely need that. It's like something like you're performing surgery, you're a doctor, and you just like.
What if you were saving animals?
Oh man!
Wow, that would be like even more stress than saving a human.
I think America would love you.
Yeah,
because like, but that I don't know.
I like that.
I shouldn't have even started this.
I know. Now somebody's gonna take your ID and run with it.
Whatever.
You're one of the person in your audience.
Pay me, please. Pay Paul, please.
No residuals necessary.
Yeah, but yeah, that is. I think we're gonna stop it right here.
Okay.
For now, you're definitely 150,000% coming back onto the show.
I love it.
And I love having you here, man. This was a blast. This is an hour and 24 minutes right now, and we're gonna continue. We definitely got a lot of shit to talk about with PM right now. So appreciate everybody for listening out there. Thank you, Paul, once again for coming on.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
You've been an
Virtual Fortress.
Hey, appreciate that. You've been an amazing guest, and like I usually say, keep gaming on.
Adios, turd nuggets.